obviously at that point you weren't really interested in pursuing acting, I imagine.
Well, actually, I was deeply invested in that. That's kind of part of my journey. And I was so wildly fortunate to have grown up outside of New York City. And so I had access to, the theater capital of the world, or arguably one of them. The bubble that I grew up in is that you do that for fun, but then you grow up and you get a real job. And
Right.
so by the time I got to my senior year of high school, as fortunate as I was to go to a high school that had an arts program, and I
Yes.
was lucky enough to do a school musical or to play an instrument or play in the jazz band. Um, the kind of culture that I was saturated in was one of, hey, dreams don't really happen.
Yeah.
You need a real job. So I went right into teaching right after that because I didn't know what to do. I had a passion and I had a kind of creative sense of identity, but then I
Yeah.
was told to kind of put that in a little box and put it away and never really talk about it and quote unquote grow up and get a real job. But I also didn't even process that until much later in my life, which is kind of where my reinvention comes from, was actually opening that box, understanding that, connecting with the parts of myself that do feel like creativity and joy and abundance and fullness, and doing it later.